And in the birth of that essence, there comes the compassion. There is the love. And all of a sudden, we don't need the other to make the right reflection for us to be able to be the devotion that we are when we are surrendered. So you see, the identification itself is that which is creating like the whole sphere that plays out between man and woman as something is wrong. You're doing something wrong, or whatever it is. What I've seen over the last few years is that when that thing happens where we get to that point where it clashes, then it can either be seen from the like entirely surface level view, where we see there is a woman and she's calling for the man, and the man is retracted. Yeah, I guess you all know that part. Yeah. So what's happening right there, if we break it down, is that man gets completely overwhelmed with the reality of the depth of that which he can subtly feel in the woman. If the woman is not owning her own aggression, and from there is reaching out with that identity part, it's like she can move, and then she can come to the very brim of her own surrender. And then she can either take that road of the projection, or she can meet her own pain, and she can meet her own resistance towards her own breaking into her own deeper essence. So this is what I've seen, that whenever there has been a deeper layer opening up in me, and I, as consciousness, as my own willingness, as consciousness, as the masculine in a way, if I haven't been willing to come completely down and hold myself, then the men, because women, they are so much stronger than men. They are pure passion, they're pure power. But then the reflection of the woman who does like this, whoop, up from her own aggression, then that gets to play itself out, and she doesn't see it. But he retracts because he's fucking scared of that thing. But she is scared of that thing too. She's not meeting it directly. So instead, she's asking her man to deal with it. And this is where the conflict arises. You are retracted. You are not here. But why is he not here? If she asked herself that question, then she would look inside, and she would meet that part of her own self. Because men's nervous system and the expanse of their love, their growing into love and all of this, are also so dependent on how we are as women. If we are careless as women, if we're not taking responsibility for our own aggression, if we're not, and so on and so forth, it's like the sensitivity, it's like if the man is not present, then there is a reason that he's not present. And then I've seen from my own self in the past how the projection then just comes out as a pointing outwards, like why are you not here, or something like that. Yeah. But what if that is all to be brought home to our own self-responsibility? Right now, I'm just speaking as the woman part of an intimate relationship, and like what I've learned inside of that. But the fact of it is that when we're taking responsibility for our own aggression, when we're taking responsibility for our own rejection of silence, then all of a sudden there's nothing keeping him from being here. Not really. Because if we are as the feminine, if we are that openness, if we are that relaxation, if we are the not aggressive, then there actually isn't anything but an invitation for the arrival. And there isn't anything but a calling through the devotion of our own rest in being as women. When we rest in being as women, then automatically he shows up. He cannot help it, actually. Yeah.